Hey, welcome back, it's V, let's go. So this thing right here is an Android AI car box. It's basically full Android, you can bring it with you wherever you go, you can use it in your car, plug it into any TV, or even bring it with you while you travel. And even what's crazier is it has its own touchscreen. I haven't seen anything quite like this before, and actually it's really interesting. So yeah, that's this Android AI car box. Simple idea, super unnatural, and yeah, a little bit of the world of tomorrow. This was sent to me for review. These are my thoughts and only my thoughts. I was not paid to review this. No one gets to see this video before it drops on YouTube. This is not available on Amazon right now, but it is available on Kickstarter. By the time this video goes out, it might be on Amazon, and if so, I will list that down below. Right now, this is around $300 on their website, so that might be the price when it hits Amazon. Inside the box, you get the unit itself, a SIM ejector tool, USB-C to C cable, and a Type-A adapter. Flip it over and you have the SIM tray along with micro SD support and the Type-C port on the bottom. A mini HDMI port on top if you want to hook it up to a monitor or a TV. There are some heat vents on the back side to help it with cooling. This will technically support SIM cards. From what I can tell, it doesn't support most US carriers. It might connect to T-Mobile, but it does have very limited support. With this thing, it is rocking Android 13. Now this model here is using the Snapdragon 6125 chipset, and it only has 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. There is a higher end version though with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, and honestly I do wish they would have sent me that one over this one. With Android, you really need as much RAM as possible. Android can be a resource hog, and this chipset is fairly old, so yeah, this version will struggle here on out. If you're thinking about picking one up, go with the higher end version. They also sell a different bundle option here too. I'm not totally sure about the price right now, but they do pack in other goodies with it. You get a mini to full HDMI adapter if you want to plug it into a TV, an extra Type-C to A cable, a full-size HDMI, a 32GB micro SD card with its own adapter. Now the adapter is only USB 2.0, so it's not really fast. I really do like the Brea cables here. You kind of have to use their own cables here because third-party ones don't always play nice with it. They also toss in a magnetic vent holder, which comes with these little metal pucks, which you will attach to the back of the unit. That way you can stick it right on your car vent if you want to keep it the dash. But probably the best thing in the bundle is this little keyboard / remote. Honestly, I found this super useful. It does charge with USB Type-C and will connect over Bluetooth. And if you're using the box in your car or a TV, this little remote makes a big difference. So if you are like me and don't have much time to sit down and really read books, Audible has you covered and has been keeping me going for years. Just in 2024 alone, I've clocked in over 1,200 hours. When I travel for work and school, or I just want some background noise, Audible has a wide array of books to choose from mystery to X-Force to sci-fi, zombies, thrillers, romance, comedies. Audible has a little bit of everything. Right now, use my link down below to get a free 30-day trial. You can cancel at any time, plus you get to keep the books you purchase. This is one streaming platform I will never drop. I got big into them back in 2017, and my obsession just grew from there. Seriously, Audible is one service to really check out. So to hook this thing up, it will work with any vehicle that has wired CarPlay, and once it's connected, it basically puts Android right on your vehicle's touchscreen. Now keep in mind, the resolution is limited by your vehicle's display, so if your screen is only 480p or 720, that's the maximum resolution you will get. You also want to make sure you use the official USB-C cable that comes in the box. I've tried a few different third-party ones, and yeah, they didn't really work out well. When you first plug it in, the screen takes a few seconds to calibrate to your car's display. If you switch between vehicles, it has to do this every time. Startup time is about 20 to 30 seconds, and once it's fully booted, you are greeted with the main launcher, and it's really nothing too fancy. Now the touchscreen on this device is sort of gimmicky. You've got about 20 different clock faces, a few different compass designs, a media player, and the settings. What I actually like the most is the little touchpad mode. You can use the touchscreen here as a mouse for your car or TV. which makes that first time setup a lot easier. It's not perfect, but it does help out. Alright, so with this being a 4GB model, it definitely does struggle sometimes. Startup time is still around 20 to 30 seconds. There are a few different layouts you can pick from. If you're using the official CarPlay, if you are driving over 5 miles per hour, the keyboard does lock up. You literally cannot use it while you're moving. Apple does that to help with less distractions while driving. That only happens with the official version, so if you are using a third-party setup, once you dive into the settings, it's mostly familiar Android here. The one section that's actually really useful is the widget tab. You can pick any app you want for the home screen. By default, it runs layout 2, but honestly, I'm not a fan, and to me, that layout feels a little bit cramped. There is a total of 3 layouts to pick from. Personally, I stick with layout 1. It's cleaner and the icons are bigger. Layout 3 removes the widget area completely for how the Android box is running, and I don't like that since I like having the performance info right on the main screen. For widgets, I keep Google Maps front and center. In the app tray, you've got a Google Voice button and a floating home button that lets you go back and return to the main screen. Sometimes it glitches out or disappears completely. There is supposed to be multitasking and picture-in-picture mode, but honestly, I cannot get both of them to work properly. Maybe the 8GB model handles it better. I cannot say for sure since I do not have that version to test out. So yeah, this device also supports wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Just like most Android AI boxes out there, it does work most of the time. I will say about 60 or 70% of the time, it does connect smoothly. There are moments where it just sits there trying to connect over Bluetooth and it either takes forever or refuses to link at all. When it does connect, everything works just fine, from phone calls to text messages, Google Maps. I can even order coffee through the Dunkin' app. It's basically the same experience as wired CarPlay. There might be a 1-second delay with the audio, but overall it works. One thing to note though, there is no auto connect when you start up the car each time. So every time you turn on the car, you have to manually tap your vehicle's touchscreen to launch into wireless CarPlay. It's a small inconvenience, but it's not the end of the world. It does have CarPlay and it does work, so while testing this thing out, you can actually use your vehicle's touchscreen to watch videos. Any streaming platform should work. I primarily use YouTube, so I tested out a handful of different videos, and the resolution of the videos are limited by your vehicle's display. So yeah, if your vehicle's display is only 480 or 720p, that's as high as a video will go, and these screens were never really meant to watch videos on. For the internet, I just hotspot from my phone straight to the Android box. If you've got passengers or kids in the back seat, they can just watch videos right on the center console. I recommend keeping the video quality at 480p. It helps save data and keeps everything running smoothly, but overall video playback works just fine. Now, since this thing runs Android, you can download a plethora of different games for it. So I went ahead and downloaded a few popular games just to see how they would perform. Now with this device, using older hardware, I would not recommend doing anything too high-end. Genshin Impact anyone? Yeah, not happening. This thing is not pushing that. But for simpler games like Angry Birds or lighter 2D games, it runs okay. I even tried a couple of those Facebook games out. The games do struggle here or there, but I would say they do run smoothly about 75% of the time. Frame drops happens a lot. With only 4GB of RAM, it is to be expected, but overall, simple 2D games are fine out of the box. It is a little bit awkward with your arms stretched out to the car screen like that, but hey, if that's your thing, it's an option. Playing games on your car's touchscreen won't be as fast or responsive as on an actual Android tablet. You will notice a little bit of lag and input delay when moving your finger around. These displays are not really meant for gaming, so there's definitely some latency. You can hook up a Bluetooth controller and do some cloud gaming right from your Android box to your car's screen. Xbox Gamer Pass or GeForce Now, just to name a few. They're not the best and definitely not the worst. No high-end AAA games here, but for casual games, it works. Alright, so when it comes to connecting this thing to a TV, this is where I really recommend going for the 8GB version. It makes a huge difference in performance. You'll need a mini HDMI to full HDMI adapter to plug it in properly. You still need to use their official USB-C cable to power the device. Now, the included TV remote is super handy when you want to watch content, switching between apps, or just to navigate the UI. You can also use the device's touchscreen as a touchpad to move the cursor around. It's not the most practical method, but I mean, it's there if you need it. Personally, I prefer connecting a keyboard and mouse for the easiest and fastest navigation. I've been using this setup from Prologue for about a year now, and overall, it's solid. It makes using this Android box way easier. So if you ever wanted to use your TV as a big screen for navigation or GPS, technically you can do that. Or if you do not have a smart TV, you can turn it into one with this, or you could just stream podcasts or music. Honestly, it's kind of a niche use case. It's sort of pointless, but kind of awesome at the same time. So yeah, the option's here if you want to use it. Alright, let's talk about gaming on the TV with this. Most games expect touchscreen input, so if you're trying to play on a big TV with a mouse or keyboard, your options are pretty limited. Plus, with it outputting a signal to the TV, it's gotta work extra hard here. For example, Angry Birds ran about 15 to 20 frames per second, and that was super choppy. Some games just flat out did not work. I tried Plants vs. Zombies, and for the life of me, I could not get past the date of birth screen. On the flip side, simple games such as Snake.io ran perfectly fine with the remote. Playing Snake on a big screen was sort of nostalgic. It felt like an early 2000s throwback. A few other games I tried either ran super slow, were pixelated, or simply would not work at all. So with this underpowered toaster hooked up to a TV, you are going to get really mixed results when it comes to gaming. Games that support keyboard and mouse like Minecraft might be a better choice here. This device is marketed as a multimedia machine, especially for the TV, but works best in a car. If you're looking to just stream Netflix or YouTube in a hotel room or something, this box can handle that, but beyond streaming, I would not recommend it. Alright, so at the end of the day, this Android AI box is definitely something different. I've reviewed about 4 or 5 similar devices over time, and honestly, they have all been pretty much similar in hardware and specs, which for this one, it is around $300. The one they sent me only had 4GB of RAM, and yeah, that struggles a lot, and just not the smoothest experience overall. The design is nice, I do like the touchscreen. It is a little bit gimmicky, but that touchpad is useful, but the hardware itself is definitely underwhelming. If they packed more powerful hardware inside, this could have been a major contender. The newer Android boxes do have the Snapdragon 6325 chipset, which I mean it's not amazing, but still packs more of a punch than this for under $200. Personally, I'm still a big fan of CarLueX, and their new Blue Ultra device has the strongest chipset around. I'm hoping to maybe review that here soon. So yeah, as it stands, it's not the worst, it does work, but it is slow and laggy at times. So if you like the design and you have to have a touchscreen, go with the 8GB model when it drops. If you want more powerful hardware, keep an eye out for CarLueX's new release. As always, it's your host, it's V, stay classy.